Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at the most recent chapter of One Piece 848 Goodbye. A relatively simple chapter. It seemed a bit short for me. I think it was less than 20 pages, so it kind of flew by pretty quickly, and it focused on a few key things, and I asked a few questions, so I'll be doing that in my review. But before getting into that, there's a few things to really cover, although this isn't really the platform for this specific series, but again, World Trigger manga could get well soon. We haven't really had an update on his health. As you know, with no mangas coming out, there isn't really much content to cover for that. But if I do, I will at some point be picking up some manga because I've really been focusing on comics in my collection, so I will need to add manga to that. So look out for that. And also, before getting into the review, just to let people know, I've got a second channel. I always leave it in the links of every video, so you're more than welcome to check it out. It's called Cinematics, and it basically covers, at the moment, TV shows, movies, sports. Currently covering Teen Wolf Season 6, so feel free to check that out whenever you get a chance. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So, the chapter. There's a few different things I want to discuss about this chapter. I want to focus on keeping it as logical and as timeline-ish as possible. There's a few things I want to kind of discuss in general though. First of all, we're getting close, or if not, we're on the 20th year anniversary of the series, so there is some news and talk and murmurs about something big happening around that, so we have to look forward to that at some point. Looking at the cover pages and things leading into the chapter, there's an interesting drawing. I don't know if it was fan art or not, and it looked like the crew was on a type of winter island. I don't know if that was something to do with the fact that we're in the winter season, or the fact that it's Christmas time and things like that. Also, it can be alluding to, or a foreshadowing to, the winter island that X-Drake went on, which was members of Kaido's. So that's something interesting to look forward to. Anyway, let's kind of break down the little things and kind of go over things I enjoyed of this chapter. So number one, Luffy's Defiance gets snubbed, which is to be expected because she holds all the cards. Why would Big Mom be so bothered about it? All she really cares about is that box that's probably going to have the bomb in it, if not has the bomb in it. And the fact that the marriage is going ahead, she's going to gain political power to make her move. So I think the reason why she's happy is because I think this is the second time she's making a big military move or political move, and she'll be ready in her eyes to become Pirate King like she said she could have done 5 years ago. I think the 5 years ago was something to do with the Wano Kingdom. So I think possibly because Whitebeard in effect was taking care of or protecting that country, maybe the shogun that's in power now wasn't in power then, and possibly 5 years ago the person in power was probably linked to the Kozeki crew, I think it's called, Momo's parents and lineage, and possibly the knowledge of the poneglyphs is possibly what she's alluding to in terms of becoming Pirate King. Power-wise, defeating the Yonko, I don't know. But anyway, that's just my little thought I wanted to mention on that. Now, moving on to other things. There's mentions of intruders initially, but it doesn't really get key focus until a big thing comes through. I really like that kid on the bike that he's like, yo bro, how you doing? Like a cool biker dude. So that was kind of cool that he's like that nice little interesting personality. So then I want to talk about Sanji. Now Sanji's like, I hope everyone's okay. He's kind of been doing over the last couple of chapters, but he keeps focusing on two things. He wants his crew to survive and the people of Baratier to be okay. Zeph. So the way he keeps going on about it leads me to believe when they get to the impasse where something has to change for there to be change in the story, I ultimately believe there's going to be two proving points, one of the crew and one of the Baratier. So this is a perfect opportunity for members of the Baratier, if not Red Leg Zeph, to return, and I'm hoping he does that, because other than cover stories we haven't really seen much of him, other than that One Piece in the art for when the original bounties came out. I know it was in the anime, I'm not quite sure if it was in the manga, but there was a little bit about them laughing about Sanji's poster and putting it up saying, oh, this is where he used to live. So that kind of thing I hope gets explored in the next couple of chapters. Now, we'll talk about the whole pudding thing first, and then we'll get on to the intruding stuff. The pudding thing was cool because we had two elements of it. We had the whole situation with Pudding and Lola, and I like that because it showed that they have some type of relationship, being sisters or surrogate sisters or stepsisters or some type of sisters or half sisters even. I like they have a relationship, and she even apologizes about her brothers and sisters later on, and you can see the siblings or the children of Big Mom have a type of relationship because she was able to basically go into Luffy's cell. Now, with that being said, ultimately it looks like it's kind of a death flag, and she's basically either going to run away or not want to get married. And the last person who did that was Lola, from what we know, and basically she's like dead to Big Mom. So that's kind of the idea that I'm thinking they're going to go with, which I'm hoping they don't. The reason why I think that is because she had the teary kind of goodbyes, and you know, like Luffy was like, what the hell's going on, and all this, and I think this is going to loot a few different things. Possibly the outcome is she just gets away and it's fine. It could easily be that she dies, which is motivating Sanji to go on and go wreak some havoc, because he looks like he's fallen in love with her pretty much at this point. But then again, she's a pretty woman, so you know, Sanji for you. Now, this could also allude to the potential of her joining the Straw Hats, which I would like, because we need more female members. And it was a teary ending, and I was like, what, really? Is that what's going on? It felt a bit unfinished, so I'm hoping it does get stretched out. I don't want her to die, and I have no problems with her joining the Straw Hat crew. Now to get on to the part I enjoyed the most. The intrusion, the intruding, the intruders. That was probably the best part of the chapter for me. Why? One, we got to see Pedro kick ass and wreak havoc, and the Soul King gets to shine. We'll wait on the Soul King. Pedro, he's running amok all over the place. He's taking out security. They're on his case. He's up, he's down. He's fast. Makes him the perfect partner for Brook, who's a speed-based swordsman. Perfect. They can have a... if he joins the crew, they can have a Mink, who's a swordsman, who's also fast and in line with in line with Brook, and he's the go-between Zoro's power, Pedro's kind of speed and power, and Brook is just pure speed. So I like the idea that if they did join the crew, he would have that, you know, the best of both worlds type of thing. Not necessarily a master of either, but brilliant in both. That kind of thing is always, in my eyes, from a combat standpoint, is always good. So put that aside. That was exciting and brilliant to see. Don't die. Anyway, next point. Soul King! Yeah! Yes. Yes. He's hid himself in the treasure room, locked the door. One of the street commander wants to basically kill him. She can't, because they want to keep him for the collection, for Big Mom's rare collection of extraordinary things, being that he's a living skeleton. And then we see him fighting some of the soldiers made of that Big Mom gives souls to, and he goes, yeah, you might be souls acting on Big Mom's orders, but I'm the Soul King. I was like, yes! Get in there, Soul King. And that whole panel was beautiful, where he does his thing, him doing his own thing, as they're like, wait, I haven't tuned my violin, and all that kind of stuff was cool. But when he kicks in, he goes raw, he goes hard. One of my favourite characters. Yo-ho-ho-ho! Brook. Gotta love the moment for him. I hope it continues, and I hope we see more from Brook, because you know what, we don't know how powerful he's become. He's very evasive, he's very sneaky, but he does the job. Whew! What a chapter. What an excellent part of the chapter. That is the review. That are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. All on Reddit. As always, thank you very much for liking, commenting, subscribing, participating, and sharing if possible. Please continue to do that, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.